Most people chase promotions, degrees, and followers. They upgrade everything except the one thing God actually uses, their mentality. That's why you can have a big title and still think like a grasshopper. The lion cancels all of that. Smaller than the giraffe, weaker than the elephant, less intelligent than the dolphin, yet every animal clears the path when he walks in. Leaders are not a special class of humans, they are a special class of thinkers. Write this down. It is not the body that makes the king, it is the belief. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 10 attitudes drawn from the lion and the eagle that convert a follower mindset into a leadership spirit. If you ignore these, your gift stays locked in you like a seed on a bathroom windowsill, present but never manifesting. Why you feel small in a world you were designed to lead. Now let's define the real problem. You do not lack ability. You are suffering from a contaminated belief system. Systems trained you to be managed, not to lead. You were discipled to seek employment, not deployment. So you end up like the elephant in front of the lion. Massive power, small mentality. Proverbs 23:7 says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Not as he prays, not as he dresses, not as he posts, so as he thinks. Belief, identity, behavior. That's the pipeline. Genesis 1:26-28 reveals God's original design. Let them have dominion. Dominion means rulership, management, governance over the earth's resources. Not over people, but over creation through your gift. Leadership is not a church position, it is your manufacturing setting. Revelation 5:5 calls Jesus the Lion of the tribe of Judah. God could have chosen any animal metaphor, but he chose the lion and the eagle. Why? Because they embody attitude, not advantage. The eagle rules the skies, the lion rules the land, not because of size, but because of sight and spirit. Here is the tragedy. Culture sabotages this design. Schools reward conformity, not originality. Corporate systems promote compliance, not conviction. So you end up powerful but fearful, gifted but timid, loaded but unemployed from your real assignment. I want you to hear this. Nothing in your environment has the right to define your capacity. The problem is not your background, your gender, your passport, or your bank account. The problem is the philosophy that interprets those things for you. The 10 attitudes we are about to walk through are 10 internal switches. Every time you flip one, your altitude changes. Let's start with the foundation. Who you think you are and why you think you matter. Attitude 1-3, identity, perception, and significance. Who you think you are. Here is the key principle. The spirit of leadership is a set of attitudes, not a job description. You can sit in the back row and still carry the spirit of leadership, and you can sit in the corner office and still think like a slave. Attitude number 1 is identity conviction. I was born to lead. Genesis 1 does not say, let us make some leaders and some followers. It says, let them have dominion. Leadership spirit is built into the human species. But there is a difference between the leadership spirit and the spirit of leadership. Leadership spirit is your God-given capacity to dominate in your assignment. The spirit of leadership is the mentality that allows that capacity to express. Jesus models this. In Luke 4, when his hometown tried to reduce him to Joseph's boy from Nazareth, he refused that label. He read Isaiah, declared his assignment, and walked away from small expectations. He would not let geography dictate identity. Write this down. You cannot rise above the picture you hold of yourself. Attitude number 2 is the perception shift. I am not my environment. The lion is born in the same jungle as the antelope, but he does not think like prey. Your environment explains your history. It does not define your destiny. Think of a seed. Place it on cold tile in a bathroom windowsill. It stays a seed for 50 years. Put the same seed in soil, with water and light, and you don't just get a tree, you get a forest. The potential didn't change, the environment did. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, not by relocating your body." Moving cities without changing mentality just gives you a new location for old bondage. Transformation begins when you stop saying, "This is where I'm from, so this is all I can be." Attitude number 3 is sense of significance. My life solves a problem. You were not born as workforce inventory. You were born as an answer. 1 Corinthians 12 shows one body with many parts. Each part leads in its own function. The eye doesn't compete with the hand, it leads in sight. In the same way, your gift is designed to take the lead in one area of human need. The day you believe you are necessary to history, your leadership wakes up. Until then, you will keep begging for permission instead of bringing solutions. Your perception of who you are, why you exist, and how significant you are, that is the foundation. Once this shifts, you begin to look at challenges like the lion looks at the elephant, not as intimidation, but as assignment. Attitude 4-6. Lion mindset, confidence, courage, and responsibility. Now let's go deeper into the lion. Same jungle, same heat, same drought, same danger. The lion and the elephant walk through the same conditions, but their belief interprets those conditions differently. That difference is attitude. Attitude number 4 is confidence without arrogance. I see lunch where others see danger. When the lion sees an elephant, he does not see a problem. He sees provision. He does not say, too big, too strong, too risky. His internal sentence is simple, food, and he behaves according to that conclusion. Confidence is not volume. Confidence is the product of revelation, who you are and whose you are. Proverbs 28:1 says, "The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion." Righteous simply means aligned with design. When you come back into alignment with how God manufactured you, image, likeness, dominion, boldness is natural. You don't force it. You don't fake it. It flows. Now listen carefully. Insecure people will always rename your confidence as arrogance. When you start speaking from identity instead of insecurity, some will say, "Who do you think you are?" That is exactly what they said to Jesus when he spoke with authority. You are not responsible for their insecurity. You are responsible to steward your revelation. Attitude number 5 is courage to break limits. I refuse speed limits on my capacity. Culture is like a government that builds a car for 180 and then posts signs that say 50. Your mental speed limits were installed by parents, teachers, religion, and media. People like us don't do that. Stay in your lane. Be realistic. Kingdom leadership respects God's laws, but it challenges man-made ceilings that suffocate purpose. Think of Esther, a young woman, wrong gender, wrong ethnicity, in the wrong system. Yet in Esther 4:16 she says, "I will go to the king, which is against the law, and if I perish, I perish." That is lion and eagle mentality in one sentence. She understands the risk, but she weighs it against assignment. Real leadership will always look too much to people who are comfortable in captivity. Attitude number 6 is personal responsibility. No one is coming to manage my life for me. At some point, 13, 25, 40, you must fire the excuses. You stop blaming parents, governments, bosses, economies. Joshua 1:8 gives you the leadership shift. Then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Not they will, you will. Your mind is your jurisdiction. Your career is your stewardship lab, not your prison. Many people are not stuck in a job. They are misusing a training ground. Instead of complaining about the company, extract skills, systems, and discipline that will serve your assignment later. The lion does not wait for another animal to organize his hunt. He takes responsibility for his hunger, his territory, his pride. When you marry these three attitudes, confidence rooted in revelation, courage that challenges artificial limits, and radical personal responsibility, you begin to walk differently in the same environment. Same jungle, same economy, same office, different spirit. Attitude 7, 8, eagle altitude, association and focus. Once the lion's ground attitude is in place, we have to talk about altitude. This is where the eagle enters. The lion teaches you how to stand in your territory. The eagle teaches you how high to think and with whom to fly. Attitude number 7 is strategic associations. I choose friends by my destination. The eagle does not flock. You never see a crowd of eagles pecking on the ground. Eagles fly alone or with eagles. Why? Because altitude determines association. Chickens and pigeons live by ground chatter. Their world is fences, crumbs, and gossip. Proverbs 13:20 says, "He that walks with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools will be destroyed." That's not a suggestion, that is a law. If small talk, complaints, and gossip always find you, it is a diagnostic. You are flying too low. People bring you what you are willing to host. A simple test. Do the people around you ask you questions that stretch your gift? Or do they only bring you complaints that drain your energy? Even Jesus curated his inner circle. He loved the crowds, but he invested in 12. And even within the 12, there were 3 he took into certain atmospheres. Leaders choose associations based on assignment, not on loneliness. Attitude number 8 is mental diet and focus. I fertilize my seed, I don't poison it. The eagle's eyes are built for distance and focus. While chickens are distracted by every grain on the ground, the eagle locks onto one target from miles away. Your mind works the same way. Books, teaching, mentors, and intentional content are fertilizer. Junk media, endless scrolling, and toxic conversations are herbicide. Philippians 4:8 gives you the eagle filter. Whatever things are true, noble, just, pure, lovely, of good report, think on these things. That is not a pretty verse for wall art, that is a mental diet plan. If your mind is a field, your inputs are seeds. Do not be surprised when your life looks like the content you binge. In business and leadership, the difference is obvious. Followers binge distraction. Leaders study manuals, laws, and systems. Followers know celebrity gossip. Leaders know contracts, cash flow, and calling. Your children will not copy what you recommend. They will copy what you consume. If they never see you with a book, but always see you with a screen, you are discipling pigeons, not eagles. Daniel in Babylon is a powerful eagle example. New environment, pagan system, foreign curriculum, yet his internal standards never shifted. He managed his diet, his prayer life, his associations. The result? He led empires without becoming one of them. When you combine lion mindset on the ground with eagle altitude in the air, something happens. You stop begging for room and your gift starts creating it. Confidence, courage, responsibility, strategic associations, and a focused mental diet. These are not motivational slogans. They are laws of leadership. Attitude 9, 10. Purpose, gift deployment, and self-manifestation. Now let's connect all of this to why you are actually on the planet. Attitude number 9 is purpose orientation. I am deployed, not merely employed. There is a big difference between your job and your work. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Your job gives you a salary. Your work gives you fulfillment. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "It is he who gives you power to get wealth." Notice, not paycheck, but power. Wealth is in your capacity, your ideas, your gift, not in your employer. Employment is supposed to be bridge capital to finance your assignment, not a graveyard where your purpose is buried. Kingdom entrepreneurs think like this: I will serve with excellence where I am, but I will not confuse this cubicle with my calling. They see their current role as training in systems, people, pressure, and discipline, assets they will deploy when their own assignment demands more from them. Attitude number 10 is self-manifestation and service. My gift is my leadership. Leadership is not title acquisition. It is self-discovery and self-exposure. Proverbs 18:16 says, "A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men." It does not say, "A man's resume makes room for him." When you locate, refine, and serve your gift, doors begin to look for you. Here is the tension. You are not a leader until you are doing something you cannot yet afford. Vision will always be larger than your current budget. That is why leadership requires faith. You step toward the assignment with what you have, trusting the manufacturer to protect his reputation in you. And hear this warning: imitation kills provision. You are not paid for what you copy. You are paid for what you master. The lion never tries to swim like a dolphin. The eagle never tries to run like a cheetah. Each rules by being fully itself. In the same way, you lead best when you stop chasing other people's lanes and lean fully into the design God placed in you. When you wake up saying, "I am deployed to solve a specific problem, and my gift is my leadership," you stop begging for titles and start building value. That is when the hidden tree inside the seed finally breaks the surface. Implementation: 7-day Lion and Eagle Leadership Challenge. Now listen carefully. Revelation without routine dies. So let's turn these attitudes into a 7-day experiment. Day 1, Morning Identity Reset. Every morning speak one scripture over yourself: Genesis 1:26, Proverbs 28:1, or Revelation 5:5. Align your mouth with your design. Day 2, Association Audit. Write down 3 pigeon relationships you must redefine or limit. You don't hate them, you just stop letting them set your altitude. Day 3, Gift Time Block. Choose a 60-minute window after work and dedicate it to your gift. Study, practice, or building something small that serves people. Day 4, Mental Diet Swap. Trade 30 minutes of entertainment for 30 minutes of leadership teaching, a book, or a system that feeds your assignment. Day 5, Courage Move. Do one uncomfortable action aligned with your purpose. Pitch the idea, have the hard conversation, apply for the opportunity. Day 6, Environment Upgrade. Change one part of your physical space to match where you are going, not where you have been. Desk, books, reminders. Day 7, Reflection and Resolve. Review the week. Where did you feel most lion and most eagle? Decide one habit to carry for the next 90 days. You are not testing motivation. You are rewiring identity. Conclusion: from follower mindset to kingdom leadership. So now you see it. Leadership is not exclusive. It is inherent. The difference between the lion and the elephant, the eagle and the chicken, is not biology. It is belief and attitude. The lion teaches you that size, education, background, and history all bow to mindset. The eagle teaches you that as your thinking rises, your circle, your opportunities, and your influence must rise with it, or you will feel misplaced on the ground. Here is the call. Stop waiting for promotion. Become promotable. Upgrade your belief system, clean your associations, steward your gift, and your life will have to adjust to the new mentality you carry. Comment one word below: lion if you need boldness on the ground, eagle if you need altitude in your thinking, or both if this whole message was for you. If you're ready to go deeper into purpose and gift discovery, move straight into the next teaching on finding your assignment. Write this down as we close. God already built leadership into you. Your assignment now is simple: repent, change your mind, and steward that new mentality every single day. Like, share, subscribe.